The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus said to the crowds, "This is how it is with the kingdom of God. It is as if a man were to scatter seed on the land and would sleep and rise night and day, and the seed would sprout and grow. He knows not how. Of its own accord, the land yields fruit. First the blade, then the ear, then the full grain in the ear. And when the grain is ripe, he wields the sickle at once, for the harvest has come." And he said, "To what shall we compare the kingdom of God, or what parable can we use for it? It is like a mustard seed that when it is sown in the ground is the smallest of all the seeds on the earth. But once it is sown, it springs up and becomes the largest of plants and puts forth large branches, so that the birds of the sky can dwell in its shade." With many such parables, he spoke the word to them as they were able to understand it. Without parables, he did not speak to them, but to his own disciples, he explained everything in private. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Lang adlaw kanatong tanan. What is so interestingly common between the two parables of today's gospel is the so-called smallness, ang pagkagamay, or the littleness of the seed. But it is through this littleness that actually something greater is going to grow through. And it is through the grace of God. And that's the reason why an interesting note that we heard in the first reading today, when the letter to the Hebrews said to all believers not to throw their confidence away. You know, sometimes, and I've been coming from where I am actually assigned in a seminary, whenever we evaluate seminarians, we always consider their confidence, no? Because sometimes there are also seminarians who really have so much overconfident, no? Bisan usahay og, but then that's something interesting. But there are also people or seminarians who have little confidence, no? Self-confidence. But it's not so much of a negative thing, because with that little self-confidence, one can really actually motivate, no? So that is actually related to this saying in the first reading today. Even if how little is our confidence, it is something like in the Cebuano word we call lanot, no? A lanot nga bisag atong gigunitan, even it is so soft and it is so small, it can always bring so many things, because that confidence is none other than faith and hope that we keep in our hearts. And I always remember this beautiful theme song of an animated movie about the Exodus. It says, "Do not worry, because even if hope is frail, it's hard to kill." And I think that is something that we hold on to. Diha sa itong kinabuhi, in the many different experiences that we have, for as long as there is a little bit of that, and just like the little seed, the mustard seed, or the seed that grows under the ground, God can always touch and make things wonderfully significant in our lives. And at the same time, I should also say, we have to help each other in this regard, because that's what it means to be Christian believers. Amen.